our lesson, okay? You can get up out of your seats. You can turn the light off, Abby, if you would like.
Tells you what's in the book and the page, chapter, or section in which you should look. I is for index. Index is usually at the back of the text. It's a list of the names and topics and what pages to check. G is for glossary. Glossary defines important words in the book. It's like a mini dictionary. Take a look. B is for bold words. Bold words stand out with thicker lines to get your attention and highlight. C is for captions. Captions tell you more about a photo or illustration. The words help you with an explanation. C stands for charts, graphs, and tables. Charts, graphs, and tables are for you and me. They help make information easier to read. M is for maps. Maps show location north, south, east, or west. A place in the world related to the text. D is for diagrams. Diagrams are drawings that show how something works. They make you see clearly all the different parts. Non-fiction text features help you make sense of what you are reading. These features you can use to decide what information is important to you.
All right, Abby, will you turn on the lights? So, go back to your seat. What do you think we're learning about? What? Olivia?
Non-fiction text features.
We're learning about text features. All right, so I want you to get your science book out of your desk. I know it's reading, just trust me.
Activities.
No, your actual, like the book that we read. You're not going to turn to any pages. I want you to flip through your book and see if you can locate a text feature or just locate something that helps you in your book, and we're going to talk about it. Anything that you would use to help you. Not what you're reading, but things that we can use. What, Reese? What is that called? Table of contents. What is a table of contents?
Where you can help find stuff.
We find what pages things are on. What about you, Annie?
Bold words.
Bold words. What are bold words for?
To get your attention.
To get your attention. Abby? Are you gonna do your hand up? What else? Do you see anything, Olivia? On that page, what do you see? What's at the top of it? What is that?
Just take it.
That page? What's at the top of it?
Ending design.
What do you think that's called? Like this. Not what it's saying, but what it's called in your book. You know? No? It's called a title. So we're going to go through all the different things. Why do you think those things are important? A map. Why do you think those different parts are important in your book? Or in our science book, for me.
It's not in my desk.
I was wondering if there's a hat. Here you go. Does anybody know? Can anybody give me a why do you think they're important or why they're needed in your book? Annie?
To help you know
Understand things? Colton?
if you get lost.
You get lost, it'll kind of help guide you. Okay, put your science book away. And I need someone. Actually, we'll do the cutting part. Will you pass these out? Annie, will you pass out these worksheets? And Colton, will you pass out glue sticks? We're going to make a flip book about all the different text features.
Wow, this is a lot of text features.
And I think it's 2 for each person. Yeah, you need 2. No, not you. Annie. There's 2 pages.
I have one more.
Like that.
I have one more.
Because Jocelyn's not here, or I made an extra one. You can go give one to Miss Clark.
Or did you not give yourself one?
Me? No, she has one.
We're gonna go through all of them.
We're going to go through all of them.
Read all of them today?
We're going to go through all of them today. Are you thinking about your words before you say them, Olivia? Remember what we talked about? Think about it for a second. All right, so we have our flip book, and we are going to flip to the front. You're going to put your name on the front page.
1 second. The flip book.
Is that extra? Oh, those are mixed. Okay.
The flip book.
On the flip book, put these sheets with all the pictures aside for now.
Why?
Put them aside. You get your flip book. All right, put your name on the front of your flip book, and then open to the first page. And I need a volunteer to read. Why do we need text features? Reese?
Non-fiction text features give the reader more information about the
Topic.
topic. They organize information in a way that makes it easier to understand. For example, instead of using words to describe something, the author may just show you a picture. Reading the text features is just as important as reading the words in a text.
All right. So, what'd you get out of that, Colton? Why is it important to have a text feature? What does it help us do? What was one big word in there that it said? Starts with an O. It's an important word. It starts with an O. Olivia? Don't raise your hand unless you have the answer in your head. Colton?
I don't know.
Organize. Organize is the word. Good job finding it. That's one of the most important things about text features. It takes our book and it helps organize it and guide us, right? It makes it easier for us to understand things. All right, so text features are elements or pieces of writing that help us navigate. What does navigate mean, Abigail? You know what navigate means? Navigate means find our way through our reading, our information. It especially helps kids learn to comprehend and engage with different kinds of texts. All right, our first one, flip your page. What does it say, Annie?
Table of contents.
Table of contents. Raise your hand if you know what a table of contents is. We all use table of contents. We used the table of contents this morning for what, Reese?
Our Bible.
Our Bible, to find what page our memory verse was on. You have a table of yes? Huh? Oh, you want to read? 1 second. So the table of contents helps guide us. We all know table of contents. On our tests that we took, almost everybody got table of contents right, because we all use one, right?
Yes.
All right, Annie, read table of contents for us.
The table of contents is found at the beginning of the book. It's to tell the reader the name of the chapters and what page each chapter can be found on.
That's right. So up here it says a list of chapters or sections or titles in your book with their corresponding page numbers, and they help us locate different parts of the book. And this is what a table of contents looks like. What is a tiger? 1-1. This picture is not good. It doesn't show the page numbers. On your worksheet right here, on these, your table of contents is
On the top?
it's on the second page where it says soccer, baseball, football, hockey. You see that one?
Yeah.
That's the table of contents. If you want to read about soccer, Reese, what page would you turn to in this book? 3. So that's the table of contents. You look what you're reading about. Oh, Miss Clark says today we're reading about hockey. What page would you turn to, Colton? 11. So all of you guys have used the table of contents and know how to use one. So that one's easy, right? All right, what is our next text feature, Olivia? A glossary. Before we read about it, who can tell me what a glossary is? We kind of learned about it in the video. Annie?
What shows you how it moves?
No, not tell you when it moves.
I'm just looking at this.
Yeah, but that's not a glossary. Anybody else got a guess what a glossary is without reading it? No? All right, Abigail, read what a glossary is.
The glossary tells us, the reader, the meaning of bold words throughout the text. The glossary is in alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order. A glossary, everybody say, is a mini dictionary.
It's a mini dictionary.
Does everybody know what a dictionary is?
Yes.
What's a dictionary?
It's like a book.
It's a book, but what kind of book is it? What is it used for? What do we use a dictionary for? Anybody know? We've all used a dictionary, I'm pretty sure. Remy?
It has nonsense words and real words.
No? Colin, do you know what a dictionary is? You guys have it made because you can just type into Google, what does this word mean? When me and Miss Clark were in school, we had a dictionary. It gives the definition of every word in the English language.
Wow.
A glossary is a miniature dictionary. It only contains kind of the important words in the science book. So your science book's not going to have every word in the English language in it. It's only going to have the words, the science words. So everybody say glossary is a mini dictionary.
Glossary is a mini dictionary.
That's all it is. So usually it's at the back of our book. In our science book, you could have flipped to the back and it would have had words and tell you what they mean. So if you ever find a bold word in your science book and you're like, I don't really know what that means, you can flip to the back and it will show you the definition. You can read exactly what it means. Our slide says it's a list of important words found in the text along with their definitions to help kids understand unfamiliar vocabulary. In your flip book, it says it's in alphabetical order. Dictionaries are always in alphabetical order, and that's to make it easy for you to find it. If I was looking up the word rabbit, what letter would I turn to?
R.
R. So you would go to R, and you would find all the words and you would find rabbit, and it would give you the definition of it. And a dictionary even kind of tells us if it's a noun, if it's a verb, all those kind of things. We may need to do a dictionary lesson at some point. All right, what's our next one, Colton? Our next text feature. Flip your book. Oh, wait, this is a picture of a glossary. See how it has the word and then has the definition. Bright, a bold, vivid color. Does everybody understand? What's the next one? Illustrations and photographs. Yours just says photographs. Appearance illustrations, because an illustration can be something someone drew as well. A picture, a photograph. Colin, can you read what a photograph is?
A photograph shows the reader what something looks like in real life. It is taken with a camera.
So a photograph, if we were learning about tigers in your science book, there'd be a picture of a tiger. That shows us exactly what a tiger looks like. We don't have to guess. Like, that's a tiger in nature. An illustration is just something someone drew to represent a tiger. But the same thing. We all know what pictures are. Pictures help us visualize the content. Content means what you're learning about. And provide context. Visual aids such as pictures and graphics can greatly enhance your content and help you understand visually what you're looking at. They can illustrate complex concepts and break down the text into blocks and add visual interest. Don't you like a book, especially when you're learning about stuff like in science or in heritage or whatever, when you get to see a pic, like you read about it and you're like, oh, I'd really like to know what that country looks like or that building looks like. And then they have a picture and it's like, oh, that's so cool. I can see what that looks like. So that's a picture, an illustration or photograph. And I have a picture of two tigers.
A white.
I've
seen a real life white tiger.
So we have a white Bengal tiger and a Siberian tiger. But if I told you, you know what a Siberian tiger looks like. Could you just visualize it in your head?
No.
No. So we get pictures and they help us really see what things look like.
I've seen a real life white tiger at Wild Adventures.
They do have one at Wild Adventures.
Yeah.
All right. What's our next one, Olivia?
Caption.
A caption. Without reading it, does anybody know what a caption is? Have you ever heard of a caption? I'm sure you know what it is. You just don't know the name of it. Can you read what a caption is?
The caption tells the reader more information about the photograph or illustration.
All right. So when you're reading a book, like your animal facts book, Remy, that you like, with all the facts in it, it shows a picture, and then there's little words next to it, right? And we can go through and it'll be like, oh, this tiger can live for 80 years, or whatever. That's a caption. So it just tells you what the picture is of, or more about a picture. So I have a captions are short descriptions or explanations of images that are located beneath or beside the picture. Captions can add interest and personality to a text. They can incorporate humor, emotion, or perspective. And this is what a caption looks like. So this is the picture, and this down here is your caption. Tigers. You can tell that's a picture of a tiger at night, kind of, right? In the dark. And then the caption clarifies it for you. Tigers primarily hunt at night, using sight and sound to identify prey.
They're basically nocturnal.
They're kind of nocturnal. They can hunt at night, though, and they have good eyesight. But this is a caption. This down here tells us what this picture is about.
What is this little picture?
It's the rest of the slide. All right, our next one is a map. Raise your hand if you know what a map is. We've all used a map. What does a map do, Remy? What do we use a map for?
To figure out like where stuff is. Like if you're trying to go to the desert, you use a map to find it.
Very good. And you have something to add? So what he said. So we've all seen a map. Why do you think you would use a map like in a science book? Maurice, do you have any idea? Anybody? Why would they, or in a heritage book? Why would they put a map in there? Amy?
Because you're learning about the world.
You're learning about, what about like on this slideshow, we're learning about tigers, Why would you have a map about tigers? What could a map show you?
Where tigers live.
Where tigers live. So you could see, oh, we don't have tigers that live in Florida, do we? No, but we can see a picture of Africa where tigers live. So we're going to see a picture of a map. And our slideshow says maps are visual representations of geographical. So geographical is just where it is in the world, locations. And they enhance our understanding of what we're learning about. This is a map. This is the Sunda Islands. I don't know much about the Sunda Islands, but this is a map of the Sunda Islands.
I have no idea what that is.
All right, turn your page. What's next? Abigail? So your flip book is broke up into heading and subheading that are put together on this slide, on the slideshow. But we're going to learn about. Wait a minute.
The next page is subheading, and this one's heading.
Yeah, so the first one is heading and subheading. But I'm going to read this, and then we'll go through it on your page, okay? Headings are titles or labels that divide the text into sections and provide a clear summary of each section's content. They help the reader navigate through the content by breaking up large chunks of text into smaller, more manageable sections. So your heading, Annie, read heading.
A heading helps bring
Read some of your science book.
up the text into sections and tell the reader what each section will be about.
That's right. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So on this page, can everybody see this page?
Yes.
On the light. This says Earth at the top. Can you see that? That's the title of this page. Or the heading of this page. Does everybody understand that?
Yes.
These little parts right here, the Earth shape, that's the subheading. So the subheading is on the next page. It breaks it up into smaller parts. So the whole page is about Earth, but this part is about its shape, and this part is about the model. Does everybody kind of understand the difference? So a heading is usually at the top. It's like WCCA, and then the subheading would be second grade. Does that make sense?
Here it says subheading.
All right, turn to the next page and read subheading. Reese, read subheading for me.
Subheading helps the reader understand the main idea of each section of the text.
All right, and then we have a picture. So on this page, what's our heading? What's the whole page about, Remy? Tigers. That's the heading. What's the subheading? Colton? Right here. Subheading. What is a tiger? So usually the heading will be like a broad subject, like that, like in the science book. It was all about Earth. But then you had different parts that were broke up into subheadings.
Bold word.
It doesn't have to be bold. Usually it is, and usually it's at the top of a section. Does everybody understand that? Any questions about a subheading? No? Yes? No? All right, what's our next page? A graph. Raise your hand if you know what a graph is, or you've seen a graph. Bernie, what do you think a graph is?
It's this line, so like people can see if they like a cat, dog, or pig, the like color in there as well, and then you see how much there is, and then you add it all together.
That is one kind of graph. Like we did our favorite animals in here, like he's saying, and you had a cow, a cat, and a pig. If 3 people had a pig, you could look at the graph and be like, oh, the most amount of people like pigs. So a graph, Colton, read what a graph is, please.
A graph helps the reader
Organize
organize numbers and
data,
so that it is easier to
utilize
visualize.
information. So a graph is a visual of data. Who knows what data is?
Something data.
Data, it's the same word. Do you know what data is? Kind of?
Not really.
Okay, so like our favorite animals, like Remy was talking about. If 4 of us, yes, I wrote it. as Amy pointed out, what we're going to use to fill in our book, this is your graph, and it says number of children and how many pets they have. So you can visually see that neither the amount of people in class that have no pets is higher. So if data is the number or amount of something that you can count. So a visual representation of data. So data is generally numbers. And it's also known as a chart. And I have some. So these are two kind of graphs or charts. The first one is.
I've seen the first one before.
So that says the tiger population. These are the years, and we can see that the amount of tigers has went up. Does that make sense? So it shows us number data where we can look at it. This one shows us the amount of different types of tigers. So there's lots of kinds of graphs and charts. These are only two, but there's lots of different ones, and we'll see more in our heritage book as well. What do we got next? Abby? Anybody know what a diagram is before we read about it? This one kind of confused you guys. Remy?
It's like this.
Good job. That's a diagram.
It tells you about all the body parts of an animal.
That is one diagram. It can tell you about the parts of. So a diagram does break things down into parts of something, or a lot of times it's used to label an animal, or parts of a car, or even parts of a book. You can do different diagrams. Will you read it, Olivia?
A diagram is a picture illustration with labels.
With labels. Names or explains different parts of the picture. So this way we have this cute little tiger.
Aww.
It's a diagram of this tiger, and it shows us where its body parts are. So you know if it's a diagram, parts are labeled. It's just breaking down the picture that you're looking at.
Oh, that's a cute little cartoon.
All right, what's our last one? Reese? Yep. Oh, we have one more. I thought index was one. You're welcome. What does it say? Index.
Index. An alphabetical list of almost everything written in the text with page numbers, so you find information.
Find the information.
Information is usually in the back of the book.
Okay, so I don't want you guys to be confused. There's a glossary that's at the end of the book, but there's also an index at the end of the book. An index is also an alphabetical list. So what does that mean? Words that are in ABC order. But the index doesn't tell us the definition. The index tells us where we can find it in our book. And the index looks like this. Can you see it? So if you have a word, you're like, I know this book talks about bones. You can look up the word bones in the back of your book, and it'll tell you all the pages that word was on. See how it lists all the page numbers? Index. See, all these are about air. So it lists all the pages. So if you're answering a question or you're doing research on something, and you're like, I don't really need all the rest of the information in this book. I just need to know what pages, let's see, the word earth is on. I'm studying all about earth. You can go to the index, look up earth, and it'll tell you every page in the book that it says earth. Does everybody understand the difference between an index and a glossary? What doesn't the index give us, Remy?
The definition.
The definition. It's not going to tell you what it means. To get the definition, you have to go to the what? Glossary. Good job, guys.
And where's the glossary?
Your glossary is before it.
Oh, index?
It's like purple. See, glossary has a frog on it.
Froggy.
And this is what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Where's glossary?
Keep going before it. It's before it in your science book.
No.
That's the glossary. See how they're in alphabetical order, but they're different words with definitions.
Froggy. Come on, froggy.
Frog's just the beginning of the glossary.
Foggy.
Yeah. So that's a glossary. It's a little dictionary. Next, this is a picture of an index. So like, if you were looking for alligator, you would go to A, alligator, and it gives you those 2 pages in this book. All right, what's our last one, Annie?
Bold text. Bold print.
Bold print, bold text, it means the same thing. What does it say?
Bold print helps the reader
Identify important words. So words are phrases that are bolded. So sometimes we do that in reading. When we have our vocabulary words, they'll be bold so you know to look out for them. And this is kind of what it looks like. In this paragraph, it's saying, where do tigers live? Without reading that entire paragraph, where can you tell me tigers live, Annie? Asia. Good job. And so sometimes that's all the information you need. Like once you read it and you're like, oh, I got to talk about this. They're highlighted for us and they're important words. All right, so what we're going to do next, put your science book away. I'm going to need you to go get your scissors before anybody moves. You're going to take these pictures and we're going to cut them out and glue them to the appropriate page in our flip book. Yes? You can work together in pairs. Annie, you're going to work with Remy.
Okay.
You guys will work together. You guys will work together, and then Annie and Remy will work together.
I went out of it yet.
All right.